Let's see that cool sprinkler again, Paul. Oh, bring it back. We gotta put that on the YouTube.
We will.
Come on, Brandon.
I think it's Brendan.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 71777.
Brendan did let me know that he is in an area where he might not have coverage.
Okay.
And he gave us two numbers.
Two numbers, yep.
Just in case that happens. So we're going to try his second number.
Hello.
Hey, there
Hello, is this Brendan?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Brendan, this is Paul, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. We have Tommy here with me in the studio. Say hi, Tommy.
Hey, what's going on, Brendan? How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great.
I'm okay, except for I could be next to somebody else, but I'm okay.
You say that every time.
I mean it every time.
Signature sentence right after the intro.
It's because
it's a repeat. You don't have to think, and you just want to say.
Well, it's because I mean it.
You don't. He enjoys every moment of it.
You keep telling yourself that.
And Tommy keeps saying Brandon. I'm saying your name is Brendan.
It is Brendan.
Which one of us is correct?
It's Brendan.
It is Brendan, but everybody I know screws up my name, so I'm so used to it. It doesn't really matter anymore.
To be completely honest, I'm looking at it from across the way here, and I write horribly. So when I wrote the list yesterday, I see that it's an E, but it registered as an A. So I apologize.
Just to let you know how this goes down for the schedule. I make the schedule. Tommy, all he has to do is copy it.
Yeah, I rewrite it.
He just rewrites it. That's all Tommy. He wants to feel like he's helping, and so I just let him rewrite it. I mean, it's already written out, but he's like, I'll rewrite it.
That's my contribution.
We have a computer that we could just print out the schedule, but Tommy wants to write it. So I let him rewrite it.
It makes me feel important.
He can't. He's calling you Brandon.
And then I mess up the name that I wrote,
which you wrote down. Well, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for sending in the photo.
Yeah,
the idea behind the radio show and podcast is to spread happiness to the world through the joys of fishing, and fish photos and fish stories do just that, we feel. So we wanted to hear your fish story, and thanks for coming on and agreeing to share it with us. We just want to know where you caught the fish, if you want to give up the secret location. If not, you don't have to. You could just make it up.
Yeah.
The bait you were using, and the size, if you were able to weigh that thing. It's quite the photo, and so it looks like a giant carp. So this is your fish story.
It was a 42-inch grass carp, but I did get to weigh it. It was on like a sketchy old scale. Mm-hmm. It registered just under 35 pounds.
Oof.
Yeah. It may have been a little bigger. I don't know. The guy said the scale was about 25 years old. Oh. So, I don't know how accurate it still was.
It's big.
We'll just say that's a big fish. We'll just say big.
Yeah.
That's a big fish.
It was about 15 inches thick. I know that.
Oh, jeez.
That's about as big as our vocabulary gets anyway. Tommy and I, we just say big? That's big. That's a beast. That's giant.
Yeah, our vocab is very small.
All just what we can think of how to say big. And we often go back to, that's a big fish.
Large, ginormous, humongous.
It was funny when I caught it. There's an old guy. It's a local pond here that they stock with trout every year.
Yeah.
They have grass carp in there to keep it clean, and I just really started carp fishing this year. There's an old guy in there. Oh, I've never seen fish in here more than bass, bluegills, trout,
Yeah.
Well, I hook into this thing, and he's freaking out. He had no idea what to do. He's like a 60-year-old guy. I had no idea what to do. He fell in trying to net the fish for me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That would have been comedy. I mean, I'm picturing it. That's funny.
Yeah.
When Tommy falls in the water,
which happens a lot,
makes my day. It's
Happens
just
a lot.
I
comedy.
think we've all fallen in at least once or twice in our lives.
Yeah, but to me, I think it's happened more times than not. Like, I mean, well, here's the thing. I'm a large guy. I'm kind of a
Balance
fluffy
is an
dude.
issue.
Balance is an issue. I'm more like, when I'm on the edge of the lake, it's more like a hippo in mud.
Let's tell Brendan what happened. we were out saltwater fishing, and we're on the boat, and there's some swells, and it threw off his balance just a bit. He's standing next to his bag, which is full of
It's full of sculpin, yeah.
sculpin. He loses his balance, and he's too close to the bag, and the fin cut his neck.
Cut my neck. Cut my shin.
Sorry.
It poked into my shin. How close was I to that bag? What the?
I don't know why I said neck. It cut his shin. But that's what happens to Tommy. Just kind of like falls over.
Well, and I don't know if you're familiar with the sculpin, but sculpin are they have a bacteria on their spines that kind of makes it a little poisonous, and it stings like all get out.
And it did get infected.
It got real bad.
I didn't want to share that part of the story because then it makes it look like I'm
because
mean.
the rest of the fishing trip, I was in the galley, like sitting there trying to.
And
I had
he
to
had to go
get it all cleaned out and everything. Yeah, but it was. Yeah, like I said, I'm not like a mountain goat. I'm not sure-footed, so I will fall into the water more oftentimes than not.
All right, let's get back to
But
his
at
fish
least-
story. Yeah.
At least that way you'll never have a boring fishing trip, and you know
There
that.
you go. Exactly. There you go. I mean, there's many times I've just all of a sudden you hear bloosh, and you look over and I'm in the lake. And now, one time I felt I was in my float tube, and I took a wrong step, and my flipper went underneath my foot, and I went head first into the water and had water in my waders and everything. I mean, it was just bad. So I just always fall in.
I'm just waiting for the two. We often rent boats, and they're just aluminum boats, and it's always fun to get in a boat like that with Tommy because
I fell on the deck.
Because if he gets too close to one side of the boat, that thing is. I'm just waiting for it to topple over.
That was hurtful.
This is Brendan's fish story. Let's make sure to give him his time. He was talking. We just kind of took off with when his helper fell in the water.
You started, yeah. You were like, "Oh, Tommy's fat and he falls in the water." So
I did not say that.
No, you didn't.
I didn't use that word to describe you. Never would.
No, that's true. That is the one nice thing about
I
you.
probably would, but I wouldn't do it in a hurtful way.
All right, Brendan. So
let's hear about that carp.
The old man fell in the water while he was trying to net the fish for you.
What kind of bait were you using?
So, usually just for carp, I'll usually take quick oats,
Okay.
put them in like a 5-gallon bucket, take a can of sweet corn, the whole kernels,
Yeah.
dump that in, like strawberry jello, sometimes cornmeal, just mix it all up, and put it on what they call a method feeder. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is. It's like a flat piece of lead with ribs on it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you pack the bait on that and hide the hooks inside it and put pieces of corn or fake corn on the hooks. So they're kind of like dangling out.
Yeah.
And the carp just kind of like it hits the water and it floats down and it slowly just kind of
Like
drifts apart on the
drifts
bottom.
apart, yeah.
And the carp come around and feed on it. It works pretty good.
Oh, there you go. Cool. And then you catch a big old...
I've also heard that
What's that?
whole pieces of bread work, but I've never actually tried it yet.
We just had a fish story submitted to our blog. Somebody wasn't catching any fish and used a pizza breadstick, threw it on his hook, and caught a carp. So we just put that up.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I've heard that works.
We've had what was it, corn, some type of acorn, some type of nut. Kid was just uses anything that he brings to the picnic and throws it in the water. And he caught.
It was Caleb, and he fishes. Yeah, he catches carp with acorns.
Acorns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were because we were
Pretty
trying.
much any type of starch, really. Any type of starch vegetable
Oh, they love their carbs.
works pretty good.
So do I.
Because carp eat vegetation, so...
See, me and the carp have something in common. We like our carbs. Ooh, there we go. See, I can get behind that. They're probably big on Italian food.
So we noticed the shirt, but it's all about the joys of fishing. We love it. We need to order some shirts so we can get an I'm an Outsider on Brendan. But Tommy's in charge of making shirts, and so we never really know when we're gonna get new shirts.
No, we'll get some.
But we like that it happens that way. We wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm going to make some shirts that say Outsider.
What shirt was I wearing in that picture?
You're wearing your
I don't even know.
MTB shirt.
Your MTB.
Oh, really? That is kind of funny.
That is funny.
I didn't even realize that.
So I'm gonna make some shirts that say Outsider Tackle Box, I'm an Outsider, or something like that, and then underneath it's gonna say like hashtag Team Tommy Paul
We're
sucks.
relatively new as a company, and when we had shirts and hats, and they went pretty quickly.
Yeah, they did.
I'm an Outsider, and then
we gotta get new hats too.
Yeah. But I love that when we ask Tommy to make something, it just kind of comes at random, and we wouldn't have it any other way because it's funny. It seems like just what we should be doing.
I move slow.
Well, I'm always looking for fishing shirts, so I have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, see, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll get one on you, and then maybe you can post a picture on their website wearing our shirt. Ha ha!
I'd be glad to. If that would make you guys happy, I'd be glad to do that.
Oh, look at Brendan's just trying to make us happy.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Brendan. We appreciate. Please continue to send in photos.
Wait,
we do have an Outsider.
Real quick. Did you actually save the old man when he fell into the water, or did you just leave him there and take a picture with the fish?
I ended up pulling him out, and I actually had to net the fish myself.
You had you had to net the fish yourself and the old man. Wow.
Yeah. And what sucks is about 2 weeks prior, I caught a fish 2 inches shorter than that had been the biggest carp I ever caught. Took it to the taxidermist, and then 2 weeks later, I catch one bigger, and I'm like, "Yep, that's how it happens."
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yep.
It's like getting your girlfriend's name tattooed on you, and then you break up, and you're like, oh.
Haven't made that mistake yet.
Well, neither have I. But just saying, I've heard many a story.
Our next caller actually has that exact story. He got a tattoo cover up for exactly that.
Well,
thanks for coming on, Brendan. Please, we'd love to have you back on the show. If you have a fish story, a written fish story, we have an Outsider Fish Story blog.
Yep.
That we anybody could submit to, and we share it with our Outsider fans and our following. So we're going to upload this.
Write out the story about how you went carp fishing and caught an old man.
Well, we already have this story available for audio. So
I'm just saying.
We love hearing the fish story. It was a great one. I was there with you, and we actually went with it. We heard something. That's kind of my and Tommy's thing. When we get in the story, we kind of go with it. And this one we actually went with the fall.
It's because honestly, we're just having fun with it. We're just it's
all about spreading happiness,
hanging out and talking with friends.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Trust me, it was a blast catching that thing.
Oh, I'm sure it was, man. I'm not actually sad that I physically wasn't there, but it looks like it was an awesome day.
I'm gonna place a bet here that we're probably going to get new shirts within 6 months. Because that's how long Tommy takes. But I wouldn't have it any other way, and we're not going to change that.
Yeah.
So it'll eventually happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, please come back on the show, and we appreciate you sending in photos to us in I'm an Outsider Fishing Group.
Yes.
And then, come back anytime you have a fish story you want to share, written or audio.
Brendan, you are more than welcome to come back anytime. All right, man. Have a good rest of your
anytime
Saturday.
you guys want me.
Anytime, man. Just
From all
keep
of us
sending
here
photos.
At Outsider Tackle Box, tight lines.
Tight lines, buddy. Have a good Saturday. Take care, bud.
Take care.